And now, the main event. So, turn off your phones, finish your conversations, and get ready. It's about to begin.
Hello there guys, it's Martyn here, and today I'm going to be giving you a lesson in etiquette, specifically etiquette of the cinema. So, how the hell do you behave in a cinema? It's quite simple. You sit down, you shut up, you watch the movie, alright? But recently, I don't know about around the world, but recently in this country, I've noticed people don't really do that. There's a few things that I think when you go to see a film in the cinema, or even say a play in the theatre, things like that, there's certain things you should abide by. Certain things to show a bit of respect. And for this video, I'm going to teach you what those things are in the cinema. So, let's get into the first thing, which is
talking.
Which is what I'm doing a lot of right now, but I'm allowed to. So, not long ago, I went to see The Post, starring Mamma Mia and Woody from Toy Story.
Hell yeah!
And this film, you know, it's got in quite a lot of Oscar buzz, Best Picture nominations.
It's very politically charged, which means it's gonna do well.
It's Oscar bait, it's prime Oscar bait, okay? And whilst the performances, they're credible, they're very good, the film itself is decent. But one thing I commented on that was a bit tricky is there's a lot of lingo in it. Obviously this is about a newspaper company, so naturally there's going to be a lot of jargon and dialect used around the newspaper industry, as well as all the political jargon going on at the time, which is absolutely fine to include in a film if your audience is somewhat familiar with what's going on. But there will be some people, let's be honest, there will be some people who will go into this film not knowing anything about it, and they're going to struggle to pick up on some of this. So it's important that we all stay quiet so every member of the audience can understand what's going on. So when I went to see The Post, bear in mind this film starts, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of important information, and I wanted to sit and listen to said important information because I'm not too clued up on the scandal in general. What I want to hear is this information. What I do not want to hear is,
Oh, Sandra, I don't know when the tea is pun, Sandra. When are we gonna have the tea, Sandra?
I don't know when you're gonna have the tea. I don't care when you're gonna have the tea. What I care about is watching what is on that screen, so shut up. And also, don't comment on a film as it's going on, at least not in the cinema. There have been way too many times when I have wanted to say to people,
If you want to have a conversation, wait for the DVD or pirate the movie, okay?
there's no point in going to see a movie if you're going to talk at a reasonable volume out loud. If you whisper, I'm guilty of it, I've done it several times before, something's happened in a film or something's going on, I feel the urge, the human instinct to whisper to the person next to me about that. It's not ideal, I'll admit that, but it's better than going, oh,
I don't see that. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, that's what...
shut up.
Cease talking!
I think the worst example of this is when me and Lauren went to see Beauty and the Beast last year, and you know, Emma Watson comes out, she's wearing that dress, and the two women next to us,
Oh, that's a lovely dress. Oh, I think that nice thing she's wearing.
Cease talking!
and this brings me on to my second point in the cinema, which is, of course, lateness. Now, I don't want to be that guy, like, you know, in school your teachers would say don't be late, we've all been late a few times, but I think at the cinema, there's a fine line. One thing I will admit to, which I didn't used to like, but I will, if you walk in during the adverts, but specifically the adverts, you know, for cars, for banks, for you don't really care about.
I like sweets and I like crisps.
I like dancing.
And I like staying still.
It's time to stop!
If you walk in during those, alright, you get a pass. The lights in the theatre are still up, you're not really missing anything. However, when the lights go down and we start playing the trailers, you're pushing a line there, you've had ample time. And then the big clincher for me is when people walk into the movie 5 minutes late. The only time I'd allow this, if you're stuck in traffic, if there's been an emergency, if there's something where it's been out of your control and you can't stop it, fine. I know I'm not going to know that because let's face it, I ain't going to talk to you. I just want to watch the movie. But if you know in your head that you're going to be late because
being fashionably late is very hip and cool these days.
Then don't do that, don't bother coming. If you haven't booked your ticket and you know you're going to be late, don't bother coming. It's only going to annoy me, and it's going to annoy a lot of other people as well. Classic example of this, okay, it was only the other day I went to see Phantom Thread, starring President Abraham Lincoln in his final role. And when I first sat down in the cinema, there was only me and one other guy. You know, this was about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, during a weekday, a lot of people are at work, there wasn't many people to see the film, so I thought, okay, you know, lights are going down, the film is starting, and it's just me and this other guy. As soon as the final trailer finished, a literal horde of 6 or 7 people traipse on in, and they go right to the back, stomping their feet, and they get right to the back and they sit down. And this film, this couldn't have happened at a worse film. This film starts, you know, you get all the company logos as the film starts, you're getting all the logos introducing who's made the film. You had that, so you had Universal, you had Focus Features, but the things about this, it was played in silence. No underscoring music. That is quite rare for a film, not just nowadays, ever. There's usually something going on. But there was complete silence. It was these intros in mute. And what did these people do?
Oh, that's quite a quiet film.
Okay, don't try and be a comedian. If you want to make jokes, do them elsewhere, alright? It's not doing anyone any favours. So there's a prime example of lateness leading on to talking. It's all a cycle. It all doubles back on each other. And the final thing that I want to talk about is eating or rustling. Now, you know, you can eat in the cinema. Of course you can. It's been a tradition of the cinema, all the buckets of popcorn. But now, popcorn, you could argue, is somewhat annoying with the crunch and stuff, but it's not that bad. What's worse is now the cinemas sell, you know, they sell the packets of sweets, they sell all kinds of things that make noise, basically. And if you're gonna do that, you know, that's fine, you can eat, but then, again, choose your moments. If ever I'm bringing something in, if it's something I have to unwrap, if it's something that's going to make a noise, I will always either open as many of them as I can during the car adverts or something like that, or I will open them when there's a lot of noise going on in the film, so during an action scene where it's all like that. Or in my case, where it's all like this.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
But one thing I cannot stand is the following. Imagine you set the scene. We're halfway through the film, and one of the central characters has just died. This is a character you feel like you've got to know very well, and they've just been seized from you. You're quite emotionally shaken by this. You don't really know how to process it, but you continue to watch. You want to find out how this goes. And then, all of a sudden...
Oh, she's dead! Oh no! Oh, that's such a shame!
I don't think I really need to explain that one further, do I? But all in all, those are just some steps I think everyone should take when they're going to the cinema. I know you can probably criticise the out of me for what I've said, but let's be honest about something. I pay my £8 or £9 to go and see a movie. I do not pay £8 or £9 to hear about what you're having for dinner, who's broken up with you, what crisis is going on in your life. I'm sure it's important, I'm sure, but again, I'm not there to talk to you, I'm there to watch a movie. And by God, if you don't want to watch the movie, why are you even there? I pay to see good cinema. I don't pay to hear Sorry. But yeah, those are just my opinions on how people should behave in a cinema. It's also a bit of form of respect. I mean, I know if we're all at home and watching our DVDs or Blu-rays, we'll chat away, we'll make jokes, but that's different. That's within the comfort of your own home. If you're the homeowner, you can make the rules by all means. I don't mind if people do it. In the cinema, which is, you know, it's there to showcase new films, things people have never seen before, at least have the courtesy to let those who want to hear and watch do that. Don't ruin their experience. We've all paid a bit of money. Don't be a But yeah, rant over. Thank you very much for sticking to the end of this video. If you have. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.
Sit back, clear your mind, and relax. It's time to free your imagination.